kind of happy to help some other actor make the most of their character.
Yes.
You know, a driven action, like when I trained Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman.
Yeah.
Yep.
She saw that I was trying to give her another tool for her performance, and that's all her with the whip. Thank you. Well, none of the other stunt girls got anywhere near her ability with the whip.
Really?
Oh, not a.
Was she a natural? You think?
Well, she's a very hard worker. And
I was about to say
she's
she must
an
have put the
actress.
work in. Yeah.
She really did. I had
it looks
6
like
weeks
she
to train her.
literally was born with a whip in her hand.
It changed how she moved.
Yeah.
It grounded her, and for working, and she was never in less than 3-inch heels, and occasionally she was in 5-inch
Yeah.
heels.
That's intense.
But I mean, she had Kathy Long, 5-time world kickboxing champion, who did a couple of. Michelle did all her stuff. She did her fights, but there's a couple inserts, you know, where you've got Kathy Long, you know, going, okay, that one had some pepper on it, you know, and Chris Peters was doing her, you know, high falls. Obviously, you're not going to have Michelle do that.
Of course.
But the whip work was all Michelle.
Wow.
And she said at the end, says, if you weren't an actor, this wouldn't have been this successful a collaboration. Because she, after one day where I wasn't there, she said, I want him on set whenever I'm here, because I'd given her a foundation to where we could literally walk on set and create something on the spot. And we did it for the Ice Princess sequence. You know, where she's tied up in the chair.
Yep.
Yeah, I got there a little early, and Tim Burton, who was talking to me by this point, which was kind of cool.
That's nice.
You know, he says, "I'd love to be acting for you, Tim, but hey, I'm here to help." So, you know, and well, the first thing we shot was, you know, her wrapping Christopher Walken around the neck, and that was practical.
Oh,
no
wow.
inserts or none of this cutaways, and then it's already he's running and she's going, and it's over the shoulder, and you see him go. It's a nice acting.
Real.
Oh, it's real. And that was the first thing we shot.
Wow.
And it's about 34 degrees, you know, and the whips are all wet, which makes them cranky.
Yeah.
It's got getting a cat wet, you know. It's like, but no, she did a great job. But with the Ice Princess, you know, Tim says, I don't think there's any whip work here, Anthony. I said, yes, sir. I went over and I sat in a corner and I watched them go through the rehearsal. And when they were done, I went over to Michelle because, you know, we had this kind of professional, you know, relationship where I could, if I had an idea, I could offer it to her.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, if you were to swing in on your whip, you know, and then cut her free and dump her, you know, whip in one hand and chair in the other says lion tamer the world over.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what language you speak.
Totally.
You know, and she goes, Tim, Anthony has this idea. So that's what she did. She swung on the rope, she cut him free, she dumped the thing, she cracked the whip, she threw the chair, the girl's trying to scramble away, she grabs the girl around the waist, pulls her in for a 2-shot. You know, for her girl talk.
Oh yeah.
And we like rehearsed it twice and shot it, and we were done.
Wow.
We literally created it on the spot. But the other things, we would walk in and look and go, okay, there's just too much crap on the floor, so we're going to keep everything, you know, in the vertical or the diagonal.
Yeah.
And I'd say to the you know, the lighting guys, I say, can you move that light about 6 inches that way? Because if you can give me 14 inches for Michelle, she can work in that, and then not have to worry about it. She can focus on her performance. Like in the Penguin's Lair, she's cracking it. You know, Max Schreck. Wow, Christopher Walken, and then she's keeping, you know, Michael Keaton at bay, and she's doing, you know, both at the same time. Well, that was. You know, that's all Michelle. And when we're on the roof, you know, we're doing, okay, we've got to fit ourselves in between these things.
Yeah.
And that's why I like to train actors. Give me time to give them a foundation.
Yep.
And then we don't have to shoot cutaways and storyboards and all this other shit.
Yeah.
And whenever the audience can see the actor doing it, then they get to go, I could do that too. I could rise to the occasion. You just don't get that with CGI.
Incredible.